Guys, what's up? Today we're gonna be doing my official YouTube NFL predictions. I was gonna do it on TikTok, but then that'd take way too long, so I just decided to do it all on YouTube. So week 1, I have the Chiefs beating the Lions, Panthers beating the Falcons, Texans beating the Ravens, Bengals beating the Browns, Jaguars beating the Colts, Vikings beating the Buccaneers, Titans beating the Saints, 49ers beating the Steelers, Cardinals beating the Commanders, and this one, Bears-Packers. I think the Packers are going to be able to beat the Bears. And the Raiders beat the Broncos, Chargers beat the Dolphins, Eagles beat the Patriots, Seahawks beat the Rams, Cowboys beat the Giants, and I'm actually going to have the Jets beat the Bills. So that's week 1. Now we go to week 2. Both the Vikings and the Eagles are 1-0, but I do have the Eagles winning over the Vikings, then the Packers beating the Falcons, then the Bills beating the Raiders, and then we have the Bengals beating the Ravens, the Lions beating the Seahawks, Texans beating the Colts, Chiefs beating the Jaguars, Bears beating the Buccaneers, Chargers beating the Titans, Cardinals beating the Giants, 49ers beating the Rams, Cowboys beating the Jets. Don't want to go. Broncos beating the Commanders, Dolphins beating the Patriots, Panthers beating the Saints, and Browns beating the Steelers. Now we go to week 3. Niners beat the Giants. Colts beat the Ravens. Titans beat the Browns. Lions beat the Falcons. Packers beat the Saints. Jaguars beat the Texans. Dolphins beat the Broncos. Vikings beat the Chargers. Jets beat the Patriots. Bills beat the Commanders. Seahawks beat the Panthers. Cowboys beat the Cardinals. Chiefs beat the Bears. Raiders beat the Steelers. Eagles beat the Buccaneers. And Bengals beat the Rams. Week 4, Lions beat the Packers. Jaguars beat the Falcons. Bills beat the Dolphins. Vikings beat the Panthers. Bears beat the Broncos. Ravens beat the Browns. Texans beat the Steelers. Rams beat the Colts. Buccaneers beat the Saints. The Eagles beat the Commanders. The Bengals beat the Titans. The Chargers beat the Raiders. Cowboys beat the Patriots. 49ers beat the Cardinals. Chiefs beat the Jets. And Seahawks beat the Giants. Week 5, I have the Bears beating the Commanders. Jaguars beating the Bills beating the Jaguars. Texans beating the Falcons. Lions beating the Panthers. Colts beating the Titans. Dolphins beating the Giants. Patriots beating the Saints. Ravens beating the Steelers. Bengals beating the Cardinals. The Eagles beating the Rams. Jets beating the Broncos. Actually, I think that the Vikings could beat the Chiefs. San Francisco is going to beat Dallas, and the Packers are going to beat the Raiders. Going into week 6, we have Chiefs beating the Broncos, Titans beating the Ravens, Falcons beating the Commanders, Bears beating the Vikings, Seahawks beating the Bengals, 49ers beating the Browns, Texans beating the Saints, Jaguars beating the Colts, Panthers beating the Dolphins, Lions beating the Buccaneers, Raiders beating the Patriots, Cardinals beating the Rams, Eagles beating the Jets, Bills beating the Giants, and Chargers beating the Cowboys. Week 7, we have Jacksonville beating New Orleans, Lions beating the Ravens, Chicago beating Las Vegas, Colts beating the Browns, Buffalo beating New England, Giants beating Commanders, Tampa Bay beating Atlanta, Rams beating Steelers, Seattle beating the Cardinals, Arizona. We have Packers beating the Broncos, Chiefs, Kansas City beating Los Angeles, Eagles beating the Dolphins, and Minnesota beating San Francisco. Week 8, Bills beat Buccaneers. Panthers beat the Texans. Cowboys beat the Rams. Vikings beat the Packers. Colts beat the Saints. Dolphins beat the Patriots. Jets beat the Giants. Jaguars beat the Steelers. Titans beat the Falcons. Eagles beat the Commanders. Seahawks beat the Browns. Cardinals beat the Ravens. Chiefs beat the Broncos. 49ers beat the Bengals. Chargers beat the Bears. And Lions beat the Raiders. Raiders beat the Lions. Week 9, Titans beat the Steelers. Chiefs beat the Dolphins. Vikings beat the Falcons. Seahawks beat the Ravens. Cardinals beat the Browns. Packers beat the Rams. Texans beat the Buccaneers. Patriots beat the Commanders. Bears beat the Saints. Panthers beat the Colts. Raiders beat the Giants. Cowboys beat the Eagles. Bills beat the Bengals. Jets beat the Chargers. Week 10, we have the Bears beating the Panthers. Colts beating the Patriots. Ravens beating the Browns. Bengals beating the Texans. Jaguars beating the Niners. Vikings beating the Saints. Packers beating the Steelers. Titans beating the Buccaneers. Cardinals beating the Falcons. Chargers beating the Lions. Cowboys beating the Giants. Seahawks beating the Commanders. Jets beating the Raiders. And Bills beating the Broncos. Week 11, we have Bengals beating the Ravens, Cowboys beating the Panthers, Steelers beating the Browns, Lions beating the Bears, Chargers beating the Packers, Texans beating the Cardinals, Jaguars beating the Titans, Raiders beating the Dolphins, Commanders beating the Giants, Niners beating the Buccaneers, Jets beating the Bills, Seahawks beating the Rams, Vikings beating the Broncos, and Chiefs beating the Eagles. Week 12, Packers beat the Lions, Cowboys beat the Commanders, Niners beat the Seahawks, Jets beat the Dolphins, Saints beat the Falcons, Bengals beat the Steelers, Jaguars beat the Texans, Colts beat the Buccaneers, Patriots beat the Giants, Panthers beat the Titans, Cardinals beat the Rams, Browns beat the Broncos, Chiefs beat the Raiders, Eagles beat the Bills, Chargers beat the Ravens, and Vikings beat the Bears. Week 13, we have Seahawks beating the Cowboys, Chargers beating the Patriots, the Lions beating the Saints, Jets beating the Falcons, Cardinals beating the Steelers, Panthers beating the Buccaneers, Colts beating the Titans, Dolphins beating the Commanders, Texans beating the Broncos, Rams beating the Browns, Niners beating the Eagles, Chiefs beating the Packers, and Jaguars beating the Bengals. Week 14, Steelers beat the Patriots, Buccaneers beat the Falcons, Rams beat the Ravens, Lions beat the Bears, Bengals beat the Colts, Jaguars beat the Browns, Panthers beat the Saints, Jets beat the Texans, Raiders beat the Vikings, Seahawks beat the Niners, Bills beat the Chiefs, Chargers beat the Broncos, Cowboys beat the Eagles, Dolphins beat the Titans, and Packers beat the Giants. Week 15, I see the Chargers beating the Raiders, Packers beating the Buccaneers, Jets beating the Dolphins, Giants beating the Saints, Texans beating the Titans, Panthers beating the Falcons, Bengals beating the Vikings, Bears beating the Browns, Lions beating the Broncos, Colts beating the Steelers, 49ers beating the Cardinals, Rams beating the Commanders, Cowboys beating the Bills, Seahawks beating the Eagles, Jaguars beating the Ravens, and Chiefs beating the Patriots. Week 16, Rams beat the Saints, Bills beat the Steelers, Chargers beat the Bills. Actually, Bills beat the Chargers. Colts beat the Falcons. Panthers beat the Packers. Texans beat the Browns. Lions beat the Vikings. Jets beat the Commanders. Yeah, I am subscribed to Troy Dan, but he's a good YouTuber. But back to my video. Jets beating the Commanders. Seahawks beating the Titans. Jaguars beating the Buccaneers. Bears beating the Cardinals. Cowboys beating the Dolphins. Broncos beating the Patriots. Raiders beating the Chiefs. Eagles beating the Giants. And 49ers beating the Ravens. Jets beat the Browns. Lions beat the Cowboys. Dolphins beat the Ravens. Bills beat the Patriots. Bears beat the Falcons. Texans beat the Titans. Raiders beat the Colts. Jaguars beat the Panthers. Rams beat the Giants. Eagles beat the Cardinals. Buccaneers beat the Saints. 49ers beat the Commanders. Seahawks beat the Steelers. Chargers beat the Broncos. Chiefs beat the Bengals. Vikings beat the Packers. Week 18, last week before playoffs begin. For the Cardinals, this game would be a desperate game to win, but I don't see them winning, and I see them losing to the Seahawks. Ravens beat the Steelers. Panthers beat the Buccaneers. Bengals beat the Browns. Lions beat the Vikings. Bears beat the Packers. Colts beat the Texans. Chargers beat the Chiefs. Raiders beat the Broncos. Bills beat the Dolphins. Jets beat the Patriots. Falcons beat the Saints. Eagles beat the Giants. 49ers beat the Rams. Jaguars beat the Titans. And Cowboys beat the Commanders. So, I'm going to go through all the schedule. So, the best in the AFC East. So, here are the best teams in all the divisions. AFC East went to the New York Jets with the record being 14-3. The AFC North went to the Jacksonville Jaguars being 15-2. The AFC South went to the Los Angeles Chargers being 13-4. Wait. Oh, no. I had that totally mixed up. I'm sorry, guys. I had that totally mixed up. Hold on. Okay. The AFC East. So the winner of the AFC East went the New York Jets at 14-3, Buffalo Bills at 13-4, Miami Dolphins at 7-10, and New England Patriots at 3-14. The AFC North went the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5, Baltimore Ravens at 4-13, Pittsburgh Steelers at 2-15, and Cleveland Browns at 2-15. The AFC South went the Jacksonville Jaguars at 15-2, Houston Texans at 11-6, Indianapolis Colts at 10-7, and the Tennessee Titans at 6-11. And the AFC West had the Los Angeles Chargers at 13-4, Kansas City Chiefs at 13-4, Las Vegas Raiders at 10-7, and Denver Broncos at 2-5. For the NFC East had the Dallas Cowboys at 13-4, followed by the Philadelphia Eagles at 12-5, and then the New York Giants at 2-15, and then the Washington Commanders at 1-16. The NFC North had the Detroit Lions at 13-4, the Minnesota Vikings at 11-6, Chicago Bears at 11-6, and Green Bay Packers at 10-7. The AFC South had the Carolina Panthers at 11-6, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4-13, Atlanta Falcons at 2-15, and New Orleans Saints at 1-16. And the NFC West had the Seattle Seahawks at 15-2, San Francisco 49ers at 14-3, the Arizona Cardinals at 8-7, and the Los Angeles Rams at 7-10. Now I'm going to predict the playoff picture portion of this. So I see the Jets beating the Texans, Chiefs beating the Chargers, and Bills beating the... Hold on. Let me just first tell you who is all going to be in the playoffs for my predictions. So first seat Jaguars, second seat Jets, third seat Chargers, fourth seat Bengals, fifth seat Bills, sixth seat Chiefs, and seventh seat Texans. That's the AFC. NFC is first seat Seahawks, second seat Lions, third seat Cowboys, fourth seat Panthers, fifth seat 49ers, sixth seat Eagles, and seventh seat Vikings. Now let's do the playoffs. Jets beat the Texans. Chiefs beat the Chargers. Bills beat the Bengals. Vikings beat the Lions. Eagles beat the Cowboys. And 49ers beat the Panthers. Jaguars beat the Chiefs. Jets beat the Bills. Seahawks beat the Vikings. Eagles beat the 49ers. Jaguars beat the Jets. Seahawks beat the Eagles. And the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. So I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars will win the Super Bowl with a record of 15-2 going up, and it'll be another first seed versus first seed, 15-2 Jaguars versus 15-2 Eagles. But that's my predictions for the NFL schedule. Hope you guys agree with them, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Until next time, see all of you in the next video. Peace.